Hey Heather, this is Sarah from Boston. I saw you mentioned that you were looking for graduation specific absolutely not
Mm.
in your episode this week. But I just wanted to let you know that I attended a law school graduation. No, it wasn't for kindergartners, but still just as entertaining. And they had this one professor who I guess was like voted the most liked professor by all the students. So he gets up there and he's like, so instead of saying how much I care about you and how I feel, why say it when it can be sung? And then like literally I heard a chord and I was like, oh no, he's doing it. And I saw this student was like on stage sitting at an electric piano and I realized like he is going to sing. And I was like, what is he going to sing? And then he was like, in our lives, something, something, something. And I just knew like, oh God, this is that song
Yeah.
from Wicked. And he sang the entire, what is it? I Have Been Changed for Good song from Wicked, like beginning to end, tip to taint, like the whole song. I thought maybe he'd sing a stanza or like he'd give us like just a little razzmatazz and move on. No, he didn't give a speech. He just sang and it was like,
No.
I'm out. And now I'm like, man, anytime I have to give a speech, should I just like sing a song, like sing someone else's words? But like it was honestly one of the most challenging moments for me because I had to not laugh and take it seriously. But I had to be thinking like, I was thinking about like all the law students, like what the fuck are they thinking? Like they just
Yeah.
spent 3 years getting their law degree. Now this guy's singing Wicked to them. Like, I don't know. It was like a mind fuck. It was very interesting. I just thought, I'd like to hear your thoughts on this.
This is great. Thank you so much for calling in with this. Just as I think there are too many graduations, there's also these programs are far too fucking long. Can you imagine, like you just said, ma'am, can you imagine being a law school student? Okay, here's the bullshit about law school too. You have to study, you have to keep the grades. It's almost impossible to get past your first year of law school. Then after you've done the finals, you graduate from law school, then you have to spend your fucking summer instead of going to Ibiza and celebrating. You got to sit for the bar exam that's usually, I think, at like the end of July or August. So you didn't do enough during law school to pass. Now you also have to sit for like a state accredited test, which is a 12. I think my sister's an attorney. I remember she studied for literally 3 months straight. We did not see her. At one point, I had to drop off like Mountain Dew and crystal meth outside of her door with like, 2-foot-long sandwiches. And she like peered through the door and was like, I've got 2 more weeks. You know what I mean? Like, it's not even enough just to graduate. Then you have to then sit for the bar exam. And you got this asshole up there singing, I want to be popular. Like, no, you don't get to hit a Kristen Chenoweth original when these kids are out here sitting in an open air field just sweating in black cloaks. There's probably 2,000 of them. They're all also sitting out there calculating how the fuck they're going to pay off this law school debt, knowing that they have one afternoon to go to a cheesecake factory with their families to celebrate, and then they got to lock themselves in their graduate apartment for the next 2 months studying for the bar. Listen, I'm surrounded by a lot of attorneys. I've never met an attorney who loves being an attorney. Okay, let's just be honest. So if you're thinking about going to law school right now, I'm going to tell you right now, don't do it. Do not do it. It's too much pressure. It's too hard. It's too hard. Medical school's another one. Could you imagine how pissed you'd be? You're at your medical school graduation and you got some asshole singing Mamma Mia. It's time to graduate. Bye-bye. See you never, like whatever the rendition is. Also, if the professor did not change the lyrics and at least put in the maximum amount of effort to write a remix, and he just singing with songs from Wicked, what does that have to do with your education? I love when somebody takes an original Broadway hit, changes the lyrics, and I'm sitting there in my cap and gown just going, Mamma Mia, we got to take the bar exam. I don't know. I'm bebopping. I'm giggling. I'm laughing. I'm having a good time. But this guy just sang Wicked? Tell me how that makes sense. Hamilton, maybe even saying Hamilton would make a little bit more sense. At least that's about some legal dispute and our forefathers. You got a lot of fucking nerd to be singing Wicked at a law school graduation. My sister will talk to, interns or young attorneys, and they're like, I'm thinking about going to law school, or like family friends. She's like, don't do it. It's too dark. Don't do it. I really do think, I mean, listen, doctors, medical school kids, they already have enough. But attorneys, you really get the short end of the stick. Because you graduate and then literally have to put yourself in a cave somewhere with enough methamphetamines and note cards and highlighters to study to then maybe get a job as an attorney. If nothing's guaranteed, guys, I hope I'm not shitting on everyone's graduation, but that is ridiculous. Also, let's just talk about some of these graduation speeches. First of all, the Kansas City guy, what an asshole. What an asshole. I know this has been touched on a million times. I'm like 3 weeks too late, so I'm not going to really get into it, but what an asshole. Could you imagine just sitting there as a young woman at this, Catholic university, and you just studied metaphysics? I don't know if they have metaphysics at a Catholic university, but you're just sitting there and you're like, I got a biology degree, or maybe I want to go into marketing, and this guy's just like, don't you want to get married? No, I do not. I do not. I don't want to take care of somebody else. I'm trying to take care of myself at this moment. What an asshole. What an absolute asshole. And then sometimes I don't understand why they pick certain people to do these commencement speeches. Why have I not been asked? I would come out there. First of all, if you wanted me to sing Broadway, I would, but I'd change the lyrics and really make it fucking tongue in cheek. Second of all, I'd give solid life advice. Okay, let's do a little mock commencement speech. Dear graduates, welcome to the rest of your life. I might have pyrotechnics, and then that's when flames would go up. And then somehow sparklers would just say 2024 in the back. Okay? I'd be in a full leather outfit. I'd somehow get one of those commencement gowns, but it'd be leather and sparkles and fringe. And I'd have on a tiara. Don't ask why. I just feel like it. But let me tell you what they're not going to tell you. First of all, immediately, before you even get to the Cheesecake Factory to celebrate with your aunt and uncle that you really don't ever see but twice a year, I want you to go ahead and sign up for a Roth IRA. Because you're going to have a midlife crisis in about 25 years, and you can cash out some of it, not all of it, but some of it, without a penalty. You know what I mean? I would tell you about investments. Look for a rental property. The market's hot right now. It would be that kind of advice. Not go out into the world. See the world. Be you. No, these are all terrible. I would be giving you a PowerPoint presentation with pyro, graphics. We'd have tap dancers on stage, topless. Keep the guys interested. This is where you need to invest. Also, do you know that you need methylated B12? If your legs ever start to cramp, it's because you need potassium. Pow, pow, pow. And it would just be such a show, a spectacle. And you'd be sitting there with your quill, your little ink pen, just okay, I need potassium. I'm actually a hangover is you're not actually thirsty. You're just low on salts. Okay. I would give you real life advice. Real life advice. Go ahead and get a life insurance policy right now while you still can. Because you're going to hit your 40s and you're going to go, oh, fuck. I want to have children late in life, but I need a life insurance policy. And they're not going to give you one because you have a bad back. I would let you guys fucking know what's good. I mean, I like the funny commencement speeches, but it's really wild to me when some of these asshole celebrities get up there and they want to just tell you, look for the joy in every moment. No. Open a Roth IRA.